This is Sailing Simmer coming in from the middle of nowhere. We have already had an action-packed first week. We climbed Mount Maxwell, a 580-meter peak on Salt Spring Island. We took advantage of a nice downwind weather window and crossed the Strait of Georgia a few days early. We found a few new anchorages along the way, and I am now editing this video from Buccaneer Bay. Let's jump in! Hi, I'm Tanner Sparling. I am 10 years old, and during the school year I live in Evergreen, Colorado. My family owns a wooden sailboat named Simra, built in 1941 and is currently moored in a marina on Vancouver Island, British Columbia. That's in Canada! Every year, my family sets sail during summertime to explore the wild places in the Pacific Northwest. My parents have been sailing since they got married, and we bought Simra when I was 3, so I have been sailing boats for as long as I can remember. When I'm not sailing Simra in the PNW, you might find me on an Opti, a 420, or our Melgus 15. This is my dad, Jonathan, and this is my mom, Gretchen. They have challenged me to learn more about sailing as I get older, and it's a lot of fun. This channel will document the stories of our adventures, from the beautiful scenery, caring for our boat, and more. Join us on Sailing Simra. Here are some shots of us prepping to push off for the summer. After a few last boat chores, endless loads of laundry, tremendous provisioning and food prep, we were ready to shove off. After we were done, we were off into the fuel dock. Here we go! This is the picture we take every year getting fuel without fail. Yay, we started our journey. We left at 6 p.m. to catch the slack in the Sansom Narrows. The first anchorage was Burgoyne Bay on the Salt Spring Island, which was roughly 3 hours away. We picked a good place away from the crowd and found good holding on our second try. It wasn't a perfect spot, but since it was nearly 10 p.m., we settled with it. Here are some drone shots of the boat there and the mountain we both climbed. This is our first excursion off the boat. Man, what a beautiful view. The hike has a bunch of previews of the view from the top along the way to keep you motivated for the really steep climb. The trees were amazing. Ooh, wait. That's a long way. We successfully sounded and ate lunch on top. Here are some pictures of the top. It was one of the best views we had ever seen. We could see Mount Baker, and going downhill was a whole lot easier. I was really excited with my new sushi tools, and so this was my night to make dinner once we got down the mountain. Here we are prepping cucumbers, carrots, tuna, and salmon. We had all the details, including chopsticks, nori, ginger, and wasabi, which isn't easy to do on Simra. It took a long time, and we watched Master and Commander while we cooked. They turned out great. The next morning, we left for Wallace Island and anchored near an easy hiking trail, again in an unmarked anchorage, to get away from the crowd in Princess Cove. We got some swimming in with a few swings off our mast that night. The next morning, after the otters were done marching off the shore, we had a really cool and easy hike where we saw an eagle carrying his salmon catch. After that, we cruised down to North Thetis for an easy spot to set off for Gabriola Passage the next morning.
Ooh, boy, that looks good.
Slack was at 10:25, so we left at 9 to time it. It was glass. We stopped at Sylvia Bay Marina for a few bags of ice and then crossed the strait to welcome passage.
Tanner's currently preventing a jibe on the boom while eating some chips.
The waves started out pretty large, but the seas calmed as we approached slack tide again. The downwind we were hoping for panned out, and so we had a glorious evening. The weather turned from the west unexpectedly, and so our anchorage was not ideal. It was just wind, but a lot of it. Of course, I didn't even notice it from my comfortable hammock outside, but my parents didn't sleep very well as they monitored the weather. The anchor held and everyone slept in. And this boat wasn't so lucky. Buccaneer Bay has been a cool place to be, but we're excited to press on. In next week's video, we are going to enjoy the 4th of July near where we are, and then make our way to Princess Louisa. We're a few days ahead of schedule, so that means we can spend even longer there if we want. See you next week!